Mabuhay. Hello, everybody, and mabuhay, especially to Filipinos, and thank you, East Coast Filipino Portal, for hosting us again. Good evening to those who are local. We are in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, and hello to everybody else that may be viewing this video and this recording. My name is Tanya Matthews. I am a supervising team lead with the Employment and Bridging Unit with ISANS. ISANS is the immigrant serving agency right here located in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. However, we provide services all across our province as well as services to all the pre-arrival clients. This evening, we are bringing you lots of good information, especially for those of you who are either moving to Nova Scotia or already here, but for those of you who are in the field of finance or accounting, those who are in the professional fields as engineers and architects. And we're also going to talk about some of the additional services that we provide to help clients in those fields go through the licensure process and find meaningful and employment and enter labor force here in Nova Scotia. So before we get to that, as you can see, there is few guests here. We will have the chance to introduce everybody as we go along with our presentation. I will just start a little bit talking about ISANS overall and our units and programs before I introduce you to our first guest speaker, who will be talking about accounting and finance sector and field and the clients that we work with, as well as services. I just want to mention that the services we are talking about, the programs we are talking about this evening, are not the only services and programs we offer. If you are in this field, if you are internationally trained professional in these fields, there are other services that we offer through ISANS. So if you go, can I have the first slide, please? If you go to our site, www.isans.ca, you will be able to see all the additional and multiple services that we offer to clients. Sorry, if we can go to the beginning. ISANS Immigrant Services Association Nova Scotia is a main immigrant serving agency in Nova Scotia area and Atlantic area, one of the largest, and we have been providing services pre-arrival and online for quite a while. But for those who don't know us, this is our 40th year. We are celebrating 40 years in existence providing services. Can we go back to the first slide, please? I just wanted to mention that so I come from the Employment and Bridging Unit, but the other units that are within the ISANS are the unit that helps clients with their settlement needs, learn English. So this is our unit, which is probably one of the largest ones because lots of clients are taking English language classes, and we offer quite a variety, from low language level classes that focus specifically on speaking, listening, reading, and writing, to professional language classes that are getting clients ready for employment, for work and business. We also, as I said, offer support for those who are looking for employment, as well as those who are looking to create and start a business. So behind the scenes today, we have one of the supervising team leads from the employment and business team, because they will be bringing you information about this unit in the upcoming Thursday evening sessions. An additional thing to maybe service to talk about is making connections in the community, through which we are helping immigrants integrate into their new community and make Nova Scotia their home. Next slide. As I mentioned, we have been doing distance and online work for quite a few years now, not only because of the current COVID situation. So pretty much all of our services are available online, whether it's one-on-one services, group events, workshops, trainings, language classes, study sessions, all of it happens online. And we are quite adjustable. So whatever you are comfortable working with, that could be our starting point in providing you with the services. One more slide back, just to let you know where to start. Doesn't want to sit there, does it? As I said, you can get a whole lot more information about our services on iScience.ca. But if you would like to start the process, because lots of our services available pre-arrival, please contact us through intake@iScience.ca. And to bring it more to this evening's topic, I just want to quickly mention employment bridging services. Main mandate is to support immigrants who are looking for employment. And this can start pre-arrival. So all our clients start with the individualized employment counseling, where our specialized professionals in career development can help you develop return to work action plans and make appropriate referrals, whether it's internally, externally. Many of those referrals consist of getting you to attend one of our job search strategies workshops. Those workshops are hugely popular because we have seen a huge success in clients being very successful in gaining employment through only just a few applications. So it definitely supports or teaches you skills on how to find employment in Canada, as well as our bridging programs. And tonight, as I mentioned, we are going to talk about engineers, architects. We are going to talk about finance and accounting, but we do offer other bridging programs, and you can see our recording from previous Thursdays. One of them that was very popular and requested was information on our nursing program, because we know lots of people are interested in coming to Canada in this profession. We also offer services for those who are in trades types of occupations, and our Bridge to Work supports clients in entering any entry-level types of jobs through providing them with technical training so they can start their work in Canada. Direct employment referrals to employers for all those clients that we work with that are job ready. And then we have a number of different tools that we use in helping you be successful in finding employment. And I think I already mentioned this. The main reason for our bridging programs is that lots of clients who are in regulated professions, meaning that they need some type of certification or accreditation to be able to practice in Canada, means that they also have to navigate a licensure process. Licensing pathways could be confusing, could be misleading, could be somewhat inaccurate, because each of us has a different background that we could maybe apply to these pathways. So bridging programs definitely help clients or internationally trained professionals access accurate information about the licensing process. We provide our clients with training sessions and workshops and more information about skills that they need to pass those different exams and so on. And a huge cultural learning about how is your profession practiced here in Canada. So I will let the bridging coordinator for engineers and architects talk more about competency assessments. I'm not going to get into that, but also to know that our bridging programs are hugely supported by the multi-stakeholder working groups, which take a huge role in making pathways easier, better for all of the professionals who have been trained overseas. Okay, so this is it from me. Just a quick introduction. I am going to introduce you to Astare Kiani, who is our coordinator for our financial services bridging program. So Astare, take it over. Sorry, just make sure you're not muted.
Sorry, thank you. Thank you, Tanya. Hello, everyone. In the financial services bridging program, we have some like educational and the software training. Now I start with the slides. Okay, for which group this program is? This program is for those newcomers whose education or work background is in finance, HR, business, commerce, or economics. and their English level, minimum English level is like 5.555 or higher. Okay, the minimum would be 5. So, and they are referred to the program by their employment specialists. Thank you. Okay, what do we do in this program? We schedule and perform educational sessions. We schedule and perform information sessions. And we also schedule and perform accounting software classes. Educational sessions. Newcomers who have work or educational background in finance or relevant fields are enrolled in these trainings. In about 10 sessions, the instructor and instructors will talk about the basic accounting procedures in Canada. Participants attending minimum 7 out of 10 sessions can receive the participation certificates or completion certificates. In these sessions, clients will learn, like each session is almost 2 hours, and the topics just that are discussed in the sessions are as follows, like payroll, basic payroll processing, payroll accounting, and we have 2 sessions of bookkeeping, and we have a day in account receivable and a day in account payable. And we also have the financial statements, and like the instructor will practice and let the clients know how a financial statement is prepared and issued in Canada. And then we have one session, like 2 hours, about taxation. That we know taxation is very, very important in Canada, and in taxation session, clients ask so many questions. And we also have one session about the financial terminologies. So payroll. There is always demands for certified payroll practitioners, but there are also chances for those who have payroll experiences from back home to receive basic payroll knowledge and here in the classes, and then start as an assistant in payroll for the start in like public sectors, in private sectors, or in unionized sectors. Okay, in bookkeeping session, following topics are discussed: an overview of recording of financial transactions as part of the process of accounting in business, transactions including purchases, sales, and receipts, and several standard methods of bookkeeping, entry systems that involve the recording and financial transactions will be discussed. Clients will also receive some basic knowledge about computerized bookkeeping that removes many paper books of recording the financial transactions. Some of the popular computerized bookkeeping software, like following programs, will be introduced to the clients: QuickBooks or QuickBooks Online, and Sage 50, which was previously named Simply Accounting, but it is now Sage 50, and Wave Accounting, which is a free cloud-based accounting software, and Zoho Books for micro small businesses, and FreshBooks or FreshBook application, which lets you do your accounting online. And those clients who are interested in bookkeeping will be guided to know how to obtain the designation. Steps like enrollment, academic courses, work experience, and how the work experience will be evaluated. And the final step of obtaining the designation will be discussed in one session for the clients. In accounts receivable session, clients will understand how invoices are issued, what the collection process and bank deposits are, And they will also be briefed on recording bank reconciliation and general reports detailing like paid, unpaid invoices and other duties required by account receivable. In accounts payable session, the clients will receive basic knowledge about the company's liabilities. Instructor will practice recording purchases, expenses, processing vendors' invoices, their checks for payments, and reporting month-end balance sheet with clients in this session. There are always some. The instructor usually gives them some. Practice some exercises. They will do it in class, and then she answers their questions as well. In some exercise, the instructor will show clients how to prepare samples like financial statements based on GAAP, which is general accepted accounting principles in Canada. GAAP follows the international finance reporting and standards. So those clients who have accounting background and experience will understand the process and will be job ready, although these sessions are not complete courses. We all know how important taxation is here in Canada. Talking about CRA, income tax, GST, HST, sales, personal and corporate and business taxation will take a whole session. Clients usually ask many questions in these sessions. In financial terminology session, instructor explains general terms in accounting, and client relevant questions are answered in this session. In information sessions, participants will get general information about pay statement. Like we have a session like named Understanding Your Pay, which explains to the clients what the EI is, why CPP is, and all this stuff on their statement on pay slip. And another information is for those immigrants interested in becoming a chartered professional accountant or a CPA in Canada. They will be briefed about the process. For the clients to obtain the exact information about the certification process, we usually invite the student recruitment advisor at Atlantic School of Business to facilitate whole session for the clients and answer their questions, and those who are interested that show their interest and can enroll in this process, the CPA process. The CPA certified program will appeal to employers for its ability to develop accountancy and business skills in professional program that combines high quality and cost effectiveness. Ensure that all CPA have the strong foundation of knowledge and skills to succeed in whatever role or position they will take on, and provide an option to be trained as an auditor at the point of qualification, admission, prerequisite exams, and relevant practical experiences. For CPA certification expenses, those clients qualified for a loan will be able to receive a loan through Atlantic Immigrant Career Loan Fund program as well. And we usually explain this to the clients when they attend this CPA information session. iSense clients can apply for that. Okay, software training. In financial software classes, Sage 50 will be trained in 8 sessions, and each session is almost 3 hours. Many small and medium-sized businesses use this software in their day-to-day accounting process. Each session is almost 3 hours, and the participants will perform step-by-step accounting process of a dummy company. Clients used to create the dummy company in the system on ISAN's computer in computer lab before, but now due to COVID, we are having the sessions online. And installation instructions and code is usually provided by the instructor. So what happened? I can't see the slides. What happened? I don't know.
I'm not sure. It looks good
I
on
can't
this
see it.
side.
I don't know. So I can explain that. I don't know. And even I have my own. Which page where we are now?
So we were talking about
Yeah.
creating a dummy company. We used to provide these classes in the computer lab,
Yes.
but now we do it online. And one way that
Yes.
you can access Sage 50 is because the instructor will send you a
Yes.
trial version that you
Yes.
can have on your, because we do know that Sage 50
Yes,
is very
it is.
expensive
But
software to
now
purchase.
that we cannot do it in the computer lab, the instructor just gives the students a code. Instruction to how to install the program, and then gives them a code for the students code so that they can participate and do work on the software step by step as the instructor does do it. And those who attend like at minimum 7 session, out of 8 will receive the
Certificate.
completion certificate. Yes, yes. And I have a slide for one of my accounts training classes, which is
Yes.
you see the slide,
Yes, the slide is up.
and we have another slide also for that, and we have Sage 50 class. You see, this one was taken in the computer lab. Okay, and to be enrolled in the session, ISANT clients can meet with their employment specialist, and employment specialist will refer the eligible clients to financial services bridging program, and to be eligible minimum English language level of 5555 and education or work background in finance or relevant fields are required. Coordination of this program is really rewarding. We usually receive amazing feedback from the clients. Most of them find these trainings and sessions very helpful. These trainings are not like complete courses, but since clients have the educational background in finance field, they have better understanding of a Canadian accounting process after they participate in these sessions. Thank you very much. And if there is any question, by all means, I am ready. I am available. And this is my phone number and email address down there, and they can ask questions if they have. Thank you.
Thank you, Astara, very much. And thank you,
You're
Moja,
welcome.
for sharing the screen. So I'm going to have Rosemary bring up her presentation once Moja stops presenting. Rosemary Matzel is the coordinator for internationally educated engineers and architects. Rosemary has been with iSense for quite a few years right now, and she has a great relationship not just with our clients who are in these fields, but also with employers who provide our clients with the opportunity to practice to gain some Canadian experience in their field. Rosemary will definitely be able to tell you more about different program followed by Denise. So are you able to
Hi everyone. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble sharing my screen. For some reason, it says that the browser has blocked my screen. Just give me 1 second here, see what I can figure out.
Okay.
You can send it to me. I can do it for you.
Yeah, I was just opening to send it to you, Moja. Sorry for the delay. File share. Any luck, Rosemary? It's interesting because when we practiced just before going live, everything was so straightforward to posting it up. So sorry for the viewers for this little delay.
Did you send it, Tanya?
I did.
Okay, it's just taking time to get to me.
And I think we've lost Rosemary for a moment. I guess the nature of the internet and the web width, what do you call that? Like how strong somebody's
bandwidth,
internet
yeah.
is and what's happening and how many people are online at a time.
It's not coming yet. Is it saved in our drive, Rosemary?
I didn't. So how about we do it this way?
Do you want me to try? Because I've got the presentation.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, please. I got it. It's okay.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Thank you, Moja, for sharing it again.
Not at all. Great.
So,
Does it show?
well, just give it a second. It's coming up. Perfect. But unfortunately, we kind of lost Rosemary. So until Rosemary comes on board, I'm wondering, Moja, if you don't mind moving to the nieces slides. They're a little bit further down the row. It will tell you when the language information is there. Maybe in the meantime, Rosemary will come back. And if not, I'll definitely be happy to present to you information on bridging program. Oh, hi, Rosemary. She's here.
Can you go back?
Hi.
She is coming. Hi, we lost you for a second.
I'm so
Awesome,
sorry.
awesome. That's okay. Perfect.
I don't know
So
what
everybody's now on board. Moja is going to run the slides. So feel free to just present. Thank you, Moja, again for doing it. So let's start with internationally educated engineers and architects bridging program. Take it over.
Thank you so much. I apologize for the setback. I'm just going to jump right in then. Thank you for coming tonight. Welcome, everyone. My name is Rosemary, and I, as Tanya said, I work with engineers and architects on the employment and bridging team. I just want to introduce these two programs to you by starting with how clients can engage in the programs. And so it's a bit of a step process. Clients will register with ISANS and then start working with an employment specialist. And if they have the educational background and the experience and the language levels, then they can be referred to me. And I try to match the client with an appropriate engineering company for a 12-week competency assessment. So an opportunity for the engineer or the architect to demonstrate their skilled competencies on the job. It's a full-time placement with no obligation to hire, even though, as I'll be talking about in a few minutes, the outcomes for employment are very high in the program. During the 12 weeks pre-COVID, I would like to go on site and meet with employers and clients and tour factories and workplaces all across the province. And then after the 12 weeks, the client has obtained a really good local reference, some local 3 months of work experience for their resume, in some cases, in around 80% of cases, paid employment, and the competencies that they can apply towards their PN, towards their licensure, should they so choose. So this is a photo taken from an award ceremony that we had. It showcases some of our business and government and regulators who have participated and supported the program. These programs were developed out of a necessity, obviously. Engineering in particular has been one of the leading occupations of ISAN's clients. Prior to developing these programs, we had some unemployment in the field of engineering. And so with our partners in the provincial government and with Engineers Nova Scotia, we were able at the level of the multi-stakeholder group to develop this placement idea. And because it was so successful, 2 years ago, I think now, we piloted a project for architects. I wanted to show you what the competencies are for engineering. They are borrowed from Engineers Canada's competencies, and they're a mix of technical skills and soft skills and managerial skills, communication skills. And during the 12-week placement, clients are able to demonstrate sometimes a piece of all of these, and sometimes they focus on just 2 or 3. I also wanted to show you the competencies for architecture. You can see that there are some engineering competencies in here, some that involve construction, design, schematics, research, management, etc. So they're quite extensive. How are clients eligible for the program? As I spoke about before, they're working with an employment specialist already. They're job ready. Tanya talked about our JSSW, our job search workshop. So ideally, they've taken those. They are an internationally educated engineer in their home country or an architect. They're registered with us. They're permanent residents or citizens born outside of Canada, or they're individuals who have a letter of provincial nomination. So these are the pathways. I just wanted to briefly show you what they look like. Hopefully I can open them.
I'll open it for you.
Oh, thank you, Moja.
Mm. I'm not sure it's
I'm
not
not sure who's
opening.
controlling the slides, you or me?
I am.
I'll stop trying then.
Here, this one. The problem that it's okay. So if you want to go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. I can't see what's coming up for those pathways, but what I wanted to point out here is that when you go and visit the Engineers Nova Scotia website, it's very comprehensive. There's a lot of good information in terms of the steps that engineers have to take and what the assessment process is. There's actually a course-by-course credential assessment that's being required now. And it shows you what the starting point is of the pathway, depending on what your education and experience is and what you can expect in terms of technical exams or being offered an interview as you go through. Now, obviously, this isn't the pathway for every engineer. There are exceptions, but it gives a good example of what a typical pathway might look like. Now, with architects, I'm not sure if that one's open or not. I can't see it. What I wanted to point out here is that there are 2 different pathways. One is for intern architects who have little experience in their home country, and the other is for broadly educated foreign architects who have 7 years of experience. So just to highlight the fact that there are 2 separate pathways for architects.
I have copied. Sorry, I just wanted to say I have copied both of the links into the chat, so clients, you'll be able to access it directly and see what those pathways look like.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Okay, as Tanya mentioned earlier when she was introducing the competency assessment programs, this is something that when clients come in for an advising session that we do go over, and I try to ascertain where they are on the pathway and what kind of assistance they may need from ISANS and also from the regulator. If we could move on to the pre-arrival.
We are there.
Oh, okay, thank you. So what can you do before you come? You can contact ISANS pre-arrival. You can link with an employment specialist. You can start to take our job search strategies workshops. You can contact your local regulator and begin gathering documents. You can write your work experience. And in fact, it's often easier to begin this process at home if you need signatures from your employers than it is to try to get those things once you're here in Nova Scotia. And you can research the labor market to see what's available in your field of engineering or architecture. In terms of successes, I find that our engineering clients and our architectural clients are so dedicated to working in their field, to becoming licensed. And so as a result, there are some good outcomes to celebrate. Clients are placed every year, 20 out of 20. Many find employment in their fields. We have dozens of employer participants across Nova Scotia. The last time that we did this presentation, I talked a little bit about orientation and communication skills for engineers. Denise Callahan is here tonight, who is the course instructor, and she's going to focus on that. And we're proud of the fact that this year we've had a number of women engineers participating in the placement program. In terms of what's coming up, I think we have a January or a New Year's release on these things. There's going to be a job search strategies workshop targeted for engineers. And we're in the process of developing a website, some curriculum. It's very comprehensive. It has excellent information for engineers pre and post arrival. In addition to this, I will also mention, and I'm not sure Denise may mention it as well, that there is an additional module for orientation and communication skills that will help with the work experience records. I won't steal Denise's thunder. So if you need to contact me, please feel free to reach out. You can call or email. Thank you very much. And I will hand it over to you, Denise.
Thank you very much, Rosemary. I'm not sure how much thunder I have, but I'll try and explain everything. Again, thanks for having me. So I'm working in the language services team on the orientation and communication skills for engineers course. It's really long, so we often just go with the acronym OCSE. So you can see that it used to have a face-to-face component. So there used to be all of us working together in class. That's switched to online in our Zoom room, but it's continued throughout COVID. And I can tell you a bit about the history, the structure. So it was created back in 2005, actually, with ISANS in partnership with Engineers Nova Scotia. So like others have said, that's the regulator for professional engineers here in the province. And so that regulator recognizes completion of the course as the equivalency of 1 year Canadian work experience if clients also have approved 48 months of approved engineering experience from abroad. So the course is offered post-arrival when you're here in Nova Scotia. And I can talk a bit about the format. It's online, and you've got self-study, a component, but then we also meet in the evenings on Wednesdays and Thursdays as a group. And the structure basically is modular, which gives it a lot of flexibility. So that means there's 3 different modules, 6 weeks each, but you can start in any order and start with any module and take them in any order. Can go ahead and click, please, Moja, because then you can see that each module has 3 different units. We're trying to cover a number of different workplace culture topics, as well as key communication skills topics. So again, it's time spent working on your own self-study, and then also in group classes. And I can tell you a bit more about what you're doing in the course. Again, everything is contextualized in the Canadian workplace because that's the focus of the course. And we work on all the 4 language skills: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. So there's some examples of different tasks that you're doing. And you can click on those, Moja, so people can see that it's not a theoretical course. You're doing real world tasks. You're involved in giving a presentation about an engineering topic that you've had experience with. You're participating in meetings with your classmates. You're reading and responding with ethics case studies. We talk a lot about written communication and what's appropriate in terms of register and style here in Canada. And then there's experience records. So yes, as Rosemary said, that is a really big written piece. That's a really big task that engineers face when they're on their pathway to licensure. So in development right now, ready to roll out in 2021 is a focus specific module for writing experience records. We touch on it now in module 1, but it's going to be expanded because of the importance of that task for professional engineers, internationally educated engineers becoming professional engineers.
Move.
Yeah, I think so. Thanks. And I also want to highlight, in addition to communication skills, the orientation is really about trying to connect more with the community, with the engineering community in Nova Scotia. So in each module, I've got a number of different guest speakers that come in to interact with the class, share their expertise. We've got folks, really dedicated volunteers, professional engineers themselves. Some are Canadian educated, some are internationally educated, folks from Engineers Nova Scotia, writing consultants. We do a lot of health and safety work because of its importance there. And all of that is an opportunity for clients in class to interact with folks in the community, but then also build that network. And LinkedIn is the platform, which I'm sure you're aware of, but it's the platform that that you can use for connecting with those speakers after class. And here's some graduates. Of course, this was a little while ago, back in 2019 when we were in class, but I'd like to use their words, so the words of internationally educated engineers, to talk a little bit about the program. So one says, "I do really recommend this course for all newcomers. It really helps you to strengthen your communication skills and to work efficiently in a teamwork environment." And secondly, OCSE accelerates integration into the Canadian workforce. And I know at least 3 of the folks in this picture now can type PEng, professional engineer, after their name, which is exciting to see them move along their pathway and succeed. And the last piece, just the process. Again, the course is offered once you're here in Nova Scotia, so you register as a client with iSANS. You take a Canadian language benchmarks placement test because you need to have 6,666, which is a measurement for your speaking, listening, reading, writing skills. And then you sit down and meet with a language counselor to talk more about your goals in the course. And then if everything fits, you just register and start. Again, you can start any module, whichever is running, and complete all 3 in any sequence that fits with your schedule. That's all I wanted to say about OCSE. And I'll just a little plug, a short comment about English in the Workplace, which is another program offered by Language Services, which a number of engineers have accessed in the past. And it's something once you're working, if you or your employer identify gaps and areas that you want to focus on, we have instructors that work one-on-one and can develop just filling up those gaps to make you even more successful in the workplace. I've included there's my email address there. Yeah, so please, any questions can be forwarded along. But otherwise, best wishes and thanks for having me. Moja Alia, the manager of the Employment and Bridging team, is gonna wrap us up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Denise. Yes.
Can I just interject for a quick second here? Thank you, Denise. There is a question on the Facebook which is asking, do clients need to have experience to avail of these services? So I'm assuming this question came in during Denise's presentation, but I think it's good to touch on it for engineers as well as finance or accountants. So how much experience clients have to use these services?
Are we talking about the engineering competency assessment?
We can start with engineering. Sorry,
I think
Rosemary.
I'm back in the show. I was backstage for a while, just hanging out with the refreshments and the. But I'm back, I think, with all the groupies and stuff. We asked for 2 years of experience, and I think that's somewhat negotiable, but it certainly helps us understand what you've done in your home country and what your skill set is, and is very helpful in marketing that to employers. But I would say the same for architects.
Thank you.
And for the OCSE course, it can range. There's been clients that basically don't have work experience outside of their academic experience. And they're sitting in the classroom with people upwards of 15 plus years experience. So they've all got the engineering background, but not necessarily a number of years experience is required.
Thank you. And accountant and finance professionals, Sastara?
I can say that, Astari, are you available?
Yeah, I am available, but what was the question? Sorry.
It's about the
do clients have to have experience to be able to participate in the program?
Experience or work background or education. Any of them will help them. They are eligible to participate in the program.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Sure.
Okay, thank you, Tanya. Thank you, everyone. I'm just going to conclude with the Atlantic Immigrant Career Loan Fund. And you heard from finance, accounting, engineering, architecture. And you know that for each profession or each occupation, whether those ones or any regulated occupation, there is a huge cost for people to become licensed and certified. So the Atlantic Immigrant Career Loan Fund, it's a microloan, and it's for international educated immigrants, and it covers both professions, whether regulated or unregulated. And what I mean by regulated or unregulated, regulated are the ones that require certification, and the unregulated could be in any field where you need to upgrade your skills or your academic certification. So the Atlantic partners, we work in this project with a number of partners across the Atlantic region. So it's not like we are leading the program, but we are working with 6 organizations in New Brunswick, PEI, and Newfoundland. So wherever you are going, in any place in the Atlantic provinces, you can access the support. The project is funded by the federal government, and it is to support immigrants in becoming licensed or upgraded to work in their fields. So our partners are like the Association of New Canadians, there's the Association of Newcomers in Canada for PEI, New Brunswick Multicultural Council, Multicultural Association of Fredericton, Multicultural Association of of the Greater Moncton area, and the YMCA of Greater St. John. And our main bank, who's handling all the loan application process, is Royal Bank. So what can the funds be used for? You can use it for any of those or many more expenses. So first of all, it could cover for professional registration fees. It could cover for licensing and examination fees. It also covers for training or tuition fees. If you have to work and you have to write exams at the same time, but you need time to take time off, it could cover for some living expenses during your training. If you have to travel outside the province and you need to get an accommodation and complete the exams, you can support you with that. If you feel that I need more books and more study materials or tools to work on my field, we can do that. If you are in a trade field and you need equipment and tools to work with an employer, because there are so many employers who require tools for you to participate. One thing that I wanted also to mention about the program, that it is a loan of up to $15,000. With those $15,000, like it's not the whole thing. Everything goes through an action plan and according to your needs. It's a controlled line of credit that we can help you throughout the process. So to apply for the loan, please visit our website. It's called aiclf.ca. And when you visit the website, there is a quiz to check your eligibility for the program. Of course, you have to be an immigrant Canadian citizen or immigrant permanent resident. This loan is not available, unfortunately, for international graduates or pre-arrivals or temporary foreign workers at this point. It's mainly for permanent residents or immigrant Canadian citizens who's been living in the country even for more than 10 years. So please connect with, go to AICLF if you are interested to learn more, answer the quiz, and then you can connect with your organization wherever you are living. If you are living in Nova Scotia, please connect with iSense at employment at AICLF at iSense. Info at aiclf.ca, or you can connect with any of the other partners who are listed on the website. So this is the contact information for both Tanya Matthews and myself. But please visit our website at or follow us on any of those social media platforms. Yes. Or you can send us an email at employment_services@isense.ca. We will be happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. There are a few questions online for the loan. One of those questions is, do you need to have established credit score?
As long as you don't have bad credit, you are good. So you don't, like, there are clients who just arrived, and after they arrived, they accessed the loan and they managed to get it. So not having a credit history is not an issue at all. Having a bad credit is an issue.
Thank you. Another question related to Atlantic loan is, what have existing student loan? Can you still borrow through Atlantic Loan Fund?
Well, if you have already borrowed through the student loan and you paid for the courses and you felt that there is a need for additional money to support you financially in getting your credentials, like, we can help you. The most important thing is not to be studying for a bachelor degree program or like a community college program where you have all the support through the student loan program. It depends each case by case, and we will be very happy to work with you directly on this one.
For Rosemary, can open work visa engineers apply and use our services?
Sorry, what's that? Sorry?
Sorry, I didn't catch all
Open
that.
work visa, if engineer is on open work visa, can they use our services?
Right. Yeah. The eligibility criteria does state that clients need to be permanent residents, Canadian citizens, or with a letter of nomination on the pathway to
But
Nova Scotia.
having open work visa and being internationally trained professional, you would still be able to access services such as preparation for jobs, learning how to target your resume better, even practice for interviews, and helping you prepare to enter labor force other ways than through the competency assessment.
Yeah, so
there are services available.
Yeah, if they have letter of nomination, definitely we can work with them.
Any other questions? I'm not seeing anything online. Anything else, Joey? Joey is monitoring others ones. No more questions. Well, thank you all for presenting. This was a big one, almost a full hour, and lots of information. People will be able to view this. There was quite a few shares. So again, thank you all for participating this evening, and for everybody else, see you next Thursday.
Thank you. Have a good night. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thanks and take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.